Hello, everyone, and welcome. So, today I will be starting a series of a book called Geronimo Stilton, which some of you may be aware of, and some of you, this might be the first time you hear it. It's a chapter book, and it's a pretty long book. Well, not too long, but long enough that I think it requires more than one video. So, today we'll be starting with part one of Geronimo Stilton. So, here we go. Let's get started. Geronimo Stilton. My name is Stilton. Geronimo Stilton. Dear mouse friends, welcome to the world of Geronimo Stilton. And on the left here, you'll just see some characters. So in the top corner over here is Geronimo Stilton, and it says, a learned and brainy mouse, editor of the Rodents Gazette. Beside him is Thea Stilton, Geronimo's sister and special correspondent at the Rodents Gazette. Below him is Trap Stilton, an awful joker, Geronimo's cousin and owner of the store Cheap Junk for Less. And beside him, Benjamin Stilton, a sweet and loving 9-year-old mouse, Geronimo's favorite nephew. Chapter 1. My name is Stilton. My name is Stilton, Geronimo Stilton. I like to think of myself as a very normal mouse. I have a pretty normal job. I am the publisher of the Rodents Gazette. It is the most popular newspaper in New Mouse City. I like normal things, like classical music and good books. I always wear a suit and tie. I don't like to stand out in a crowd. When I order a pizza, I take it plain. No anchovies, please. I don't like loud rock music. I don't wear clothes with polka dots or stripes or bright colors. And I will take a slice of bland American cheese over a hunk of jalapeno hot pepper cheese any day. As you can see, I like my life to be calm and peaceful. I know some people might think I'm plain or even boring. That may be true, but this is how I like it. So why am I telling you all this? Let me explain. Chapter 2. Too much work. Things were very busy at the newspaper office. I was working so hard that I had not had time to get my fur clipped in months. Something had to be done. Then I had a great idea. I decided to hire an assistant. I placed an ad in the paper, and hundreds of mice sent in their resumes. I read them all. One stood out from the rest. This is exactly the mouse I am looking for, I cried. I called my secretary, Mousella. She came into my office. Mousella, please draw up a contract right away, I said. I have found the perfect assistant. It says her name is Pinky Pick. She is young and smart, she has excellent computer skills, and she is an expert on the latest trends. That is just what we need, a trendy mouse. Mousella frowned. Don't you want to bring her in for an interview first? She asked. I did not want to wait. Pinky Pick sounded perfect. There is no need for that, I said. I have years of experience as a newspaper editor. I just need to look a rodent in the snout to know if he or she will do a good job or not. I can feel it in my whiskers. She is going to be great. Of course, Mousella said. But, are you sure? My whiskers never lie, I snapped. I did not want to argue. I was so sure I was right. Chapter 3. A Mouse in Platform Sneakers. The next day, I woke up before sunrise. I had to get to the office early to catch up with my work. I brushed my teeth with cheddar toothpaste, then I got dressed and ran downstairs. My driver was waiting for me. I got into my car and we drove through the empty streets of New Mouse City. At 6 a.m, everything was peaceful and quiet, just how I like it. The driver pulled up in front of 17 Swiss Cheese Center. I walked in the building and headed down a long hallway, covered with cheese yellow wallpaper. Then I opened the door to my office. Stacks of paper covered the floor and desk. Cheese niblets, this is a lot of work, I squeaked. Thank goodness my new assistant will be here today. I closed the door behind me and went to work. At 11 o'clock, Mousella knocked on my door. She stepped into my office. Mr. Stilton, the new assistant is here, she said. But I think you should see her before she signs the contract. Yes, the contract, I said. I was so busy with my work, I was not really listening to Mousella. But Mr. Stilton, I really think you should see her, Mousella insisted. I am very busy, I squeaked. I do not need to see her. Please take care of it for me. Mousella looked amazed. As you wish, Mr. Stilton, she said. I will get her to sign the contract, but you should know that she has a request. She would like 3 months' pay in advance. She says she has offers from other newspapers. I told her that a serious mouse like you would never agree to that, but it is up to you, of course. Yes, whatever, I said. Once again, I wasn't really listening. Mousella left, shaking her head. I thought I saw her smile slyly after she closed the door. That is strange, I muttered. Then I went back to work. A minute later, there was another knock on the door. I said I am very busy, I cried, not looking up from my work. The door opened anyway. A young female mouse stood there. She looked like she was about 14 years old. She had gray fur and a pointed snout. But it was her outfit that really got my attention. The first thing I noticed was her shoes. I could not believe my eyes. Her shoes were enormous. They were shocking pink high-top sneakers with high see-through platform soles. Inside the platform, pink plastic fish swam in the water. A bright light flashed on and off, illuminating the fish. The rest of her outfit was just as ridiculous. She wore bright green leggings under a large yellow sweatshirt. Swiss cheese holes dotted her shirt. And that wasn't all. She had a clear plastic backpack on her back. A diary covered in fake cat fur dangled from the backpack strap. It was shocking pink, just like her shoes. Papers and photos stuck out from the pages. It was clamped shut with a big lock, shaped like a cat's head. I had never seen anything like it. Her clothes were so bright, I wished I was wearing sunglasses. Chapter 4. My name is Pick. My name is Pick, the brightly dressed mouse yelled. That's nice, little girl, I said, going back to work. My name is Stilton. Geronimo Stilton. If you are looking for the office of the Minnie Mouse magazine, the publication for young mouselets, you're in the wrong place. I am not looking for Minnie Mouse magazine, she said. I told you, my name is Pick. The name sounded familiar. Then I remembered. Pinky Pick was the name of my new assistant. Are you looking for your mother? I asked, because I am waiting for her too. She's going to start working for me today. The little mouse leaned over my desk. Her eyes glittered. No, I am going to start working for you today, she said. My name is Pinky Pick. I'm your new assistant. Get it, boss? No one had ever called me boss before. I didn't like it. Not one bit. Chapter 5. What's the problem, boss? Platform sneakers? Boss? My new assistant? My head was spinning faster than the screaming rat roller coaster at the amusement park. You are my new assistant? I stammered. It could not be true. That's right, she said. She leaned back and folded her arms. But you're so young, I squeaked. For your information, I am already 14, she said calmly. I shook my snout. That is too young to work at a newspaper. That's what you think, she said. She held up one shocking pink foot. I wear size 12 shoes. I bet my paws are bigger than anyone on your staff's. Bigger than yours, even. I don't care what your shoe size is, I replied. When I was your age, I was playing with my teddy mouse, not working in a newspaper. Pinky Pick shrugged. It's not my fault you didn't have any goals back then. Cheese nips. This little mouse was starting to get on my nerves. Listen, young lady, I said, I need a true professional to be my assistant, not a little mouselet like you. Now please, run along. But Pinky Pick did not leave. Instead, she sat down in the chair in front of the desk. So why did you hire me? She asked softly. Hire you? I cried. Why would I hire someone like you? That's ridiculous. Pinky smiled. She pulled a piece of paper out of her backpack and waved it in front of my snout. It was a contract made out to Pinky Pig, and there was my signature, Geronimo Stilton, right on the bottom. You see, boss? Pinky said. You are so busy you don't even know what you're signing. That is why you need a good assistant like me. Mousella, I screamed. My secretary scurried into the office. She had a little smirk on her face. Yes, Mr. Stilton? She asked. I grabbed the contract from Pinky Pig. Why did you let me sign this? I asked. You should have told me she was only 14. Why, Mr. Stilton? I tried to warn you, Mousella said in a smooth voice, but you told me your whiskers never lie, and that you were very busy, and yes, I moaned. I had said all of those things. Well, we will just have to start again. Put another ad in the newspaper. Pinky Pick jumped up. She unclipped her big diary and slammed it on my desk. Let me help you out, boss, she said. Just tell me what you need. What's your problem? I sighed. Of course. I could not take this little mouse seriously, but I did have a problem. I am sure you can't help me, I said. I have to find information on a very rare cheese for an article I am writing. I don't even know what it's called. It is made in the small village of the fossil forest. I need to know how it is made and how much it costs. Pinky Pick grinned. "Leave it to me, boss," she said. "I can find anything on the net. I'm a regular cheese whiz when it comes to the computer." She sat down in front of the computer and grabbed the mouse. I did not try to stop her. Something told me she wouldn't take no for an answer. Chapter 6, An Impossible Interview. I could not believe it. Half an hour later, Pinky Pick was done. "Here you are," she said. "The cheese is called Mega Cheese. It comes from the village of Little Cheeseville. They only make 7 whole cheeses a year," she said. "That is because it takes 3,000 gallons of milk to make 1 pound of cheese. It's very nutritious and very expensive." "How did you do it?" I asked. I was impressed. She shrugged. "No sweat," she said. "Anyone could do it. But I searched for days and I couldn't find it," I said. "I'm sure you would have found it someday," Pinky said. Her eyes twinkled. "Maybe I could use your help after all," I muttered. "Just for small jobs, of course." "Give me another problem," Pinky shouted. "I'm ready to go." I covered my ears. "Calm down," I cried. "Your voice is louder than your outfit." I looked through my notes. "Here is something," I said. "Fuzzy Fuzzborn is in town. The rock singer. Every reporter in town wants to interview him." I am not a big fan of Fuzzy Fuzzborns. As I said before, I don't like loud rock music. But he is one of the most popular mice on Mouse Island. An interview with Fuzzy would be great for the Rodents Gazette. There was only one problem. Fuzzy never gives interviews, I told Pinky. He's a pretty cranky rat. Not even you can handle this one. No one can. I will find something else. But Pinky had already strapped on her inline skates. She pushed off my desk and zoomed towards the door. "One interview coming up," she cried. I tried to jump out of the way, but there was no time. That little mouse skated right over my tail. Chapter 7, Tricks of the Trade. Pinky skated in 2 hours later. "Here's your interview, boss," she said. I even took pictures of him. I was shocked. "But Fuzzy Fuzzborn never gives interviews to anyone," I squeaked. "How did you do it?" Pinky sat down. She plopped her big platform sneakers on my desk. "Take your fishy footwear off my desk," I cried. All right, Pinky said, lowering her paws. "Don't get your fur frazzled, boss. Don't you want to read the interview?" To tell the truth, I wanted to read the interview very badly. An interview with Fuzzy Fuzzborn? What a scoop! But I didn't want Pinky Pick to see how excited I was. She might get the wrong idea. Like that, I actually wanted her to be my assistant. Pinky winked at me. "Let me tell you all about it, Uncle Geronimo," she said. "Uncle? How dare you call me that?" I shrieked. "Okay," said Pinky. "How about Pops?" "You can't call me Pops either," I said. "Call me Mr. Stilton. I am your boss, after all." As soon as I'd uttered the words boss, I realized my mistake, but it was too late. "Aha," Pinky said. "If you are my boss, that means I'm your new assistant, right?" Fine, I said. The little mouse had finally worn me down. "Just show me the interview, please." At that moment, my sister, Thea, ran into the office. Thea is a special correspondent for the Rodents Gazette. She knows everything that happens in New Mouse City. Thea ran up to Pinky and shook her paw. "Good job, kid," my sister said. "I heard about the interview with Fuzzy. How did you do it?" Pinky grinned. "Check this out," she said. She took a large photo of Fuzzy Fuzzborn out of her backpack. Fuzzy had signed it. "To Pinky Pick, the most adorable, fabumouse, smartest mouse on Mouse Island." "This is how I did it," Pinky said. "I wrote him a letter. It went like this. Dear Fuzzy, I am your biggest fan. I know all of your songs by heart. I have covered the walls in my room with your pictures. When I grow up, I want to be just like you." Then I added some details, Pinky went on. I said I had a mean boss who made me work day and night for no pay. I told him you forced me to interview him or you would fire me. I couldn't believe it. Such lies. I had not forced Pinky to do anything. She was the one who forced herself on me. "Well, I never," I began, but the phone rang before I could finish. I picked it up. "Hello, is this Stilton? Geronimo Stilton?" the caller asked. I recognized the voice right away. It was Fuzzy Fuzzborn. "Yes, I am Geronimo Stilton," I said. I was excited. "I am so pleased you did an interview for our paper, Mr. Fuzzborn." "I only did it to help out that sweet little mouse who works for you," Fuzzy snapped. "Shame on you. How dare you make her work day and night? What kind of terrible boss are you? She's just a little mouselet." I started to tell him the truth, but Pinky slapped her paw over my mouth. "Oh, my assistant has a great imagination," I managed to mumble. I am sure she was stretching the truth a bit, but Fuzzy did not believe me. "Shame on you, Stilton," he squeaked. And this is where we're going to stop for part 1. I hope you're enjoying the book so far. It looks like it's going to be a very interesting story between Geronimo and Pinky. I will see you in part 2.